Big crime.
I ain't do the intro, my bad. Because my child over here talking crazy to me in the background. How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Talk to Me Tuesday. Follow ain't have to be at the track today. And I don't mean the dog track. I mean
I feel like I'm at 3-4 different tracks every doggone day.
Right. I got you. And then we got Big Meeks here. Dear Shamika is here with us tonight. We had an idea, but that idea kind of went out the window because the person who had the idea was not available today. So we're going to have to do it at a later date. But her came up with an idea last week saying that the four of us should do an episode together. So I want to do that on the Talk to Me Tuesday one night if you guys are up for it. Thank you guys who are watching the show so far, who's come in. We got some things to talk about tonight, cause
and I'm sitting there holding this phone, so
jeez,
we can't be too long-winded. I got my phone in charge, so
Lord God help. We're gonna get Foley a charger because I just don't even understand how this is working.
I got a charger, but I use my microphone, so my microphone is usually plugged in. But tonight,
what your bar? I mean, what you on?
I am at, what is this? Oh, well, we good. We at 54%.
Lord God help. We're gonna have to pray for him. Pray his strength in the Lord. Okay, so let's get on this first topic. Hold on, give me 1 second. I should have this video in queue. Today, we had on my page.
Wait a minute.
I posted this.
Wait a minute. This kiss.
What's up?
Now you know how we do. We got to see what everybody.
Oh, what we drinking? I'm sorry.
Hey, wait a minute. Now.
Bartender. What's wrong with me? Listen, I know Shamika is not, because Shamika is doing her cleanse, and I do the cleanse minus the liquor. I'm sorry, I have to drink. At any rate, I have to. So I have a blueberry rum and tequila punch. Oops, y'all can't see that. Y'all see my mermaid stemless wine glass? Yes. So I have it's a blueberry lemonade, tequila, and a little rum in there. It gives a little kick. I like it. So that's what I'm drinking on tonight. Some tequila.
All right. Say less. Well, look, you know I'm always a poster and walking billboard. Tonight I got some brown. I don't know what this is. No, matter of fact, I think it's the Apple Crown. I think I still got in here. But the crazy thing is, it's in a. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's in a baby bottle.
What? Okay, so where we get this from?
I'm telling y'all, black owned, right here in Memphis, Tennessee. It's called the Cookie Plug, and so they're down. I don't know if you know where Sticks is downtown. It's right where the Sticks, man. Small little spot, black owned. And I went in the other day to try the cookies out, and the girl was like, "Yeah, we got this thing." It was only maybe 20 bottles up there, so I guess they're trying to promote it, how it works. Yeah. But it's a real deal baby bottle. You get the special. I don't know if it's infused or not. I kind of drank it that night, and I just threw my own mixing today. But I told him, I said, "Of course, I'm gonna promote it. I'm gonna do some on my podcast on TikTok and."
Help me. Lord Jesus. Promote it.
So yeah, it's called Cookie Plug. So if y'all see me throw the bottle up, that's what this is. I'm promoting business in Memphis, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Okay. Shout out to black businesses. Okay, cool. All right. Shamika, you're drinking water? That's what you're drinking? No? You're not even drinking water?
No, I'm just ready to get started. I'm excited.
She said, "Come on now." Okay, here we go. All right, so let me find. I haven't posted much today, so I'm finna share this video of this guy. Y'all, let me say this real quick. Y'all be careful who you choose your partner. Is your partners. I say that. And what's up, Kenneth? Kenneth Coleman Jr. I said the third on our episode. I'm sorry. Junior. What's up, Paul? Okay. So I'm going to share this video. We want feedback, but I'm going to get my people's my people's commentary on this. I posted this earlier and I saw this and I thought this was quite interesting. So let me share the video, present to my screen here on the Book of Faces. All right.
Well, what the hell?
Hold on.
Together, predominantly white. As we're getting dressed, she goes, "Would you mind wearing a long sleeve shirt so that way your tattoos are not showing when we go to this?"
I know that pissed you off.
And she was worried about how I would look to them so that she wouldn't be embarrassed by me. So I was like, I'm wearing whatever the hell I want to wear to this event.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let their perception of me govern how I'm going to walk out the house.
Right.
Big facts. She may care about those people. I don't know them from nowhere. I don't care about them at all. What I'm going to present when I come into this room is myself. Mm-hmm. I'm not coming in thinking or feeling like I need to be something different in order to operate in this room.
Okay.
And that is the argument that I'm trying to make. A lot of people are changing who they are, their behaviors, and their complete lifestyle to be and operate in a room.
Right.
You thought that wearing a sleeve shirt was a change of your whole lifestyle. No, you are still there. Your presence is there under those sleeves. And for a moment, you're making a modification. You're not changing your whole lifestyle to be in that room. You're just making a modification.
But the modification that's being made is not as it impacts me in a way that's attempting to make someone else feel comfortable. And we don't even know if they're uncomfortable. You're trying to anticipate someone else's comfort and want me to fall into alignment with what you want to do.
Now
that is totally different.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You're not here for the people that are in the room, right?
No matter what room I come in, I'm not coming in this room with the thought of I'm trying to make you feel comfortable.
Do you come in the room to make your wife feel comfortable though? Does that matter to you?
What?
You're coming in the room not for these people, but you are coming in the room for this woman who is on your side.
But is she on his side if she asks him to switch up?
To switch up to meet the needs of that group. You're supposed to be on my side. You, my wife, if there's an event and those people probably wouldn't like how I present and they would be uncomfortable at how I look, then you shouldn't want to go over there with them.
Okay, so yeah. All right, so I have thoughts, but I'm gonna let y'all go first because Shamika said me first.
Of course, yeah, Shamika, because my answer is gonna be very simple. Go ahead, Shamika.
Okay, I feel like it's clown behavior. I feel like he was saying it too much with his chest. He was overly offended by something so insignificant, and he seems like he lacks emotional intelligence because you get mad at the host. I can only imagine how mad you got at your wife for asking you to wear a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
It's just like going somewhere where there's a dress code and then get mad at the people because there's a dress code.
Yeah.
And then someone pointed out he had long sleeves on during that episode. Yeah. So what was the issue with if your wife asks you, hey, what's the big deal? Like, I don't even think it's a male thing because a lot of times we simplify things and make it a male versus female thing. It's a lack of intelligence thing and a too inflated ego thing. Dude seemed like he had an inflated ego, and then when dude was like, what about your wife? Do you want to make her come? What? Like he was too. It's like you're overcompensating, trying to prove that you're a man. Just be. You got the woman.
Yeah.
You're making a fuss out of something insignificant.
Yes. What's up, Marlon? Hi. Okay, so go ahead. Go on, fold it, cause yeah.
No, I mean everything that Shamika is saying. It sums up, like I said, what I was gonna say, bro. Either put the sleeves on, go as a mature adult, or don't go and shut the hell up. Because in the end, now, this is not saying that it was about the tattoos, because tattoos used to be a taboo thing. Now it's a part of regular culture, just like
it is.
You know, you used to can work a job with your hair dreaded. They called it nasty. They called it nappy. You would have to you would have to have a clean cut to work certain jobs. So I think what the wife was saying was that, hey, I work in an environment where tattoos are not shown. So you may work whether it was predominantly white or black. I know we say white, we automatically think, oh, white, you're upscale. No, some white people, which I was just with last night at the bar with my group, some white people have more tattoos than anybody I know on the black side. But they know how to wear clothes that will cover the long sleeve button down shirts, the sweater tops, the collars. So even their legs are tatted, but they know, hey, I can't wear shorts to the office.
Absolutely.
Tats on my legs or whatnot. So to me, he sounds like he's trying to make it oh no, you're not accepting me for me thing, but it's not. To me, it's more of a look. I work in a place where tattoos, I'm not gonna say are frowned upon, but I've never seen Todd, David, or Josh with their tattoos gleaming out of their arms. They usually wear dress suits with tie neckties, suit coats, and slacks. So if you want to go out, and it's the crazy thing, it sounds like she wants him to go. She's not saying, hey, I'm going to this event, you just stay at home. She didn't
leave her home because you probably would have ranted about that.
Right. You know, you would have that. So, oh, you going to the party with, well, you know, like how Shamika said, well, my party is kind of a dress code.
Yeah.
You're not, if you can't fit the dress code, then I'm not gonna argue with you about going. So that's why I said my answer is simple, bro. Either put the sleeves on, do this for your wife, present yourself, because the tattoos don't show who you are. Obviously, I think you're a bad guy, but that's not the same stimulus that a stigma that it has. Now it's a totally different thing. Like I said, it used to be taboo. Now you can get tattoos anywhere in your body.
Right.
So you can be the president of, you know, this company with tattoos on your neck. You know what I'm saying? So the whole argument about she's trying to change me or make me feel like I'm not going to change myself to make somebody feel comfortable, it sounds immature. It sounds like his wife has a very, very high standard on what she, you know, thinks of herself and public perception. And he is like one of these dudes that probably wears his hat to the back all the time. He might be, you know, self-conscious about where he goes. It's just, to me, it's just immature. And if you gonna support your wife, then go. If not, then shut up.
Right. Dr. Amelia has commented. I love it. Yeah. Okay. So Dr. Amelia, thanks for joining us. And thanks for everybody that has joined us so far. Kenneth Coleman, shout out to him. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to Marlon. Dr. Amelia said, yeah, it goes deeper than the tattoos. They got bigger issues. I think they do. And he wasn't showing his test on the podcast. That's right, Del One. He was not. So here's my take on this. I think Del One said this earlier on the post because I posted it on my page for conversation to spark. Okay. When you go on someone's job, you wear a uniform. If you go to McDonald's, you work at the airport. Even on my job, I work for Marlon said Trump got tattoos. He probably do.
Right. Yeah, he did.
He probably do, but you ain't never seen them. So here's the thing. When I worked for I did car sales for about 4 years. When I did the car sales, we had to cover up our tattoos. Now my tattoos are not visible. I have one tattoo because, you know, in my big grown age, 30-some years old, I decided I wanted a tattoo. I want more, but I just haven't gone to get more. I decided I wanted a tattoo. It's on my shoulder. I don't wear backless stuff to work. If I do, I wear a blazer. When I sold cars, the rule was you had to cover it up. I had a homegirl that had a tattoo right here. She had to cover it up with makeup every day. That's your company policy. So if I'm going to a work event, and there's a dress code at those work events, it's not just, oh, we just going to a party, so wear your khakis and your Jordans. That's not how that goes, especially in the corporate environment. Nobody's asking you to change who you are. We're just asking you to adjust to the climate that you're stepping into. You can't go, some of these restaurants, like if we go to real fancy restaurants in real life, you got to wear a suit to go into a real dressy restaurant. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a blazer. If y'all ever saw sitcoms back in the day, like in the 80s and the 90s, you go into certain spaces, you had to dress the part to even be accepted into that space. Okay. We want to be free, but we don't want what it costs, the cost of freedom, if that makes sense. So you want to be included in everything, but you want people to just, oh, they just need to take me as I am. No, you can't go in everybody's space with tattoos on your face and all this other, like, no, what? Tell me what. So your wife said, just wear a button-down shirt. That's it. I just need you, babe. Just wear a button-down shirt. Go to this party with me. I want you to be on my arm. I want you to be my arm candy for the evening. But I need you to dress the part for this particular event.
Yeah, because
I'm a truck driver, but my tats are covered when I feel necessary. Right. So it's not about, in my mind, for her, she wasn't asking him to change who he was. Because here's the other thing: you are not your tattoos. That's an expression of art, but you are not your tattoos. You are a person who has a personality that your personality is going to shine through in that setting.
Exactly. So, you know, that's like I said, that's what I think what the problem was, or has been. It's like nowadays people, things that used to be taboo and things that used to have a standard and boundaries.
Right.
We don't want those standards and boundaries. I remember when I was when I first went to college and I came home over summer break, I ended up working at the restaurant Houston's.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've in college, I was growing my hair out, I was growing my beard. You know, this was college. The moment I went to Houston, they said that they could not hire me to work on the floor if I had facial hair. And
wow.
I'm African American. I cut my stuff off. I'm gonna have an ass face. Like, it's just automatic. My shit gonna be like a booty. So I have hair. And they were like, well, you know what? You can keep your mustache and goatee, but the beard, you know, everything else has to go, and you can work in the kitchen. And I was like, kitchen? But I needed a job at that time so bad because, of course, it's just a little summer break. I ended up cutting my hair off, and I just remember standing in that kitchen folding silverware, saying to myself, I would never, ever be in a position where someone would tell me I have to look a certain way.
Right.
But of course, I was 21 years old.
Right.
And so, of course, now that I'm older, I understand, hey, when I go to shake Bob's hand for $1 million deal, I'm pretty sure he don't want my hair to be all dreaded, nappy looking. I mean, at least, you know what I'm saying? It's about patient when you reach a level of maturity. So I just think he's a very immature young man, and he still feels like he can wear basketball shorts to the corporate office and people supposed to, you know, like him for him. I understand they like you for you, but when you, which I've had that happen with my videography company, the young lady loved my attitude, loved everything because I was filming a wedding.
Yeah.
But when she went to my page, she saw I had booty, you know, because I shoot music videos.
Yeah.
I had ass on my page. I got rappers, they holding guns, you know. And she kept it 100. She said, I don't think, she was like, I love you as a person, but I don't think how you feel is what I'm looking for. And so I lost that corporate situation because on my representation or on my page, I had other videos. And so, like I said, it's just about a level of maturity to say, hey, you know, this is for my wife. Yes, for this one night, I will put on the button down. You know,
because relationships about give and take. And I know Shamika and I talk about that a lot too. Like, you know, what's on your page. There is a page that I have, and I'm not gonna tell the page, but it's a page full of friends from like college where we use that page to act the fool, right? Mm-hmm. On my main Facebook page, I don't go too far off and act the whole fool because I know that there are positions that I need to be putting, and I know people are going to be looking at my page. They're going to go. People do that research on you when you're trying to get booked for certain things. So I don't want to put myself in that position. The other part of that too is eventually the State Farm agency is going to be opening up for me. So I can't be acting a plumb idiot on my page. I can't. I just cannot. So because of that, I know they do their research, and I know what that entails. So that one said, even in war, they wear uniforms. They surely do. Marlon said, I have a crown on my neck that's hard to cover, but I'm a king. He's so funny. And then Sand said, not the booty. Marlon said, I look so weird without my facial hair. Dr. Amelia said he was immature indeed. He absolutely is.
Yeah.
Marlon said you have to compromise with the wife for sure. Absolutely.
Well, but hold on, let me stop at that comment, because it's not necessarily about the wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
You as a person, an individual, understand that when someone asks you to represent yourself in a certain way,
right,
and about doing it for them, sometimes you have to be mature enough to say, okay, hey, look, I'm getting ready to walk into this establishment. I need to look a certain way. I need to present myself as a certain way.
Right.
Even though I want them to take me personally for my personality, for my character, or how I smile. Hey, this like, wow, your husband is amazing.
Yeah.
And so even though all of those great qualities are on the inside, people are still, I don't care what you're talking about, people are still very, very judgmental when it comes to perception.
Right.
I walk into a business meeting with jogging pants and Jordans, all they're going to automatically say, "Oh, okay, I heard he was the smartest guy in the room, but this guy over here with the Stacey Adams and the slacks and and then you kind of hurt yourself." So I don't really necessarily think, "Hey, let's do it for the wife." Do it for yourself.
But I got the guy's point on the podcast. The guy's point was, you're there for your wife. You're not there for the other people. Your wife asked you to come to this event and she said, "Hey, babe, I like that cute button down shirt. Put that on." Right. Mm-hmm. And so in my mind, I'm not saying that you're doing it for your wife per se, but I'm thinking, it's a compromising type of situation. You don't necessarily want to wear the stuff. I'm sure it's things that she don't want to do.
Right.
That she does and she sacrifices for you. And in my mind, that's a sacrifice that you're making. So and if my wife is sacrificing for me in certain areas,
that's not, to me, he's an idiot. That's not even a real sacrifice. You put on a shirt.
Right.
You're an idiot. Like if you,
but it seemed like it was a real sacrifice for him.
You're immature and you're an idiot. We're adults. You come on a podcast throwing a temper tantrum about a shirt.
Yeah.
How idiotic is that? Yeah. If you complain about something that insignificant, there's bigger issues in your marriage. Because if you complain about something that small, that means you complain about a lot. You're overcompensating. It's somewhere in your manhood that you feel like you have to overcompensate and say, "I'm the man, so I'm wearing a shirt." Yeah. You don't tell, it's a shirt. Nobody cares. You making yourself look like an idiot on a pod. And that's what the guy was getting at. Although it's a shirt, it's like I would get annoyed, but like as a friend, I'd be like, he's so annoying.
Right?
That's so it's way bigger issues in the world than a t-shirt.
Or a button-down shirt at that point.
Yes. And then you gotta ask yourself, as the husband, just say we reverse the roles. Hey babe, I'm going to this banquet with Bob, my supervisor. Oh baby, you don't wear that shortcut shirt. I know.
Absolutely, and I think that's what he mentioned on the podcast. He said, if you don't want your wife to wear something revealing,
yeah, asking your wife, "Hey baby, don't wear the dress that's too tight, and she gonna be like, "What? This is my body. What you trying to say? I'm not gonna take off it." Well, it's gonna be a lot of guys there, and you know how guys are when we look at women who shape like this, and she gonna be like, "Well, what you trying to say?" It's just to me, it's a level of maturity. I've been in that situation where it's like, "Hey, don't like you look amazing, but I don't think where we're going fits that."
This ain't date night, baby.
Right. And to you're not shaming, and no, not at all. I'm just saying I know how men look at parts of the female anatomy, and you just gonna cut it low or you gonna have it high. Like, come on now. So I just, like I said, to me, it's just all of y'all correct. It's just a level of immaturity on his behalf.
Yeah.
And wants the world to accept him. And the sad thing is, I think he really hurt his chances with that podcast because not everybody.
Absolutely, because ain't nobody.
Husband is like,
Sadly, there are a lot of other people, whether it be men or women. There's a lot of people like him that need to grow, and that probably will side with him. But I just hate the projection of negative. Like, to me, that's so stupid. Like, it's way bigger issues in a marriage or in a relationship than wearing a shirt to a get together. That's foolish.
Yeah.
He was really upset. I'm like, why are you so mad about something?
It's a company event. Saying said, and do we love their page? Yeah, we do. We act a fool on their page. Paul said he be that dude that wears a snowsuit to the beach. Saying said, I have 2 tattoos. I can hide both. Marlon was agreeing with you earlier, saying indeed, Foley. Saying said he had on long sleeves for the podcast, make it make sense. And Marlon was saying he was just speaking on the husband and the wife situation. He said, you're right, though. Del One said, but it wasn't her event. It wasn't her event, but it was her company's event.
Right.
So if I'm going to a company function, typically in certain aspects, there is some type of dress code in those respects. So if I'm going to a company event, typically they say semi-formal or they say business casual. They earmark what type of attire you are to wear at that particular event. So if I'm telling you, hey babe, don't wear that short sleeve shirt, wear this, I'm telling you that for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to change you. You're going to be you regardless. If you got the long sleeve shirt on, you got the short sleeve shirt on, you're going to be you. But put on some slacks and put on a button down shirt. We going to a corporate event. You know what I'm saying? Saying said he looked silly. He absolutely did.
Yeah.
Marlon said when he has company, she puts on appropriate attire. Yes. If it's boy, as little as simple as your boy is coming to the house, you can't. Hey man, go put some clothes on. My boy's coming to the house. Why you wearing it?
She hit him with this my house.
Yeah.
They don't need to be looking at me anyway. No.
Right. No. You dressed appropriately.
Right.
Dr. Amelia said absolutely it was definitely a temper tantrum. Baby, he threw a temper tantrum like a 3-year-old. Saying said that's a fact. The wife wins hands down. Yeah. Shamika, I know people who complain about eating at any restaurant that doesn't serve chicken fingers. Oh, I do. I know those people too. Their palate hasn't been expanded. He needs to address his insecurities. Absolutely. And Marlon said maturity and respect. Sand said the comments showed that people did agree with him. Who agreed with him? Let me know.
It was quite a few people, like I said.
That agree with him? I didn't look at the comments. I'm sorry. I just saw his.
I laughed at it, but I always look at like the first 10 comments. We are, like I said, we are in a society of entitlement and a lot of yes men.
Yeah.
People made it more about the point of him covering the tattoos or being embarrassed of tattoos when that wasn't.
Nobody's embarrassed about your tattoos.
Exactly.
I like your tattoos. I dated you with tattoos, bro. I married you with the tattoos.
Right.
Yeah, nah.
So and so people like, he shouldn't have to. She should respect the fact that, and then a lot of them was like, she married him, so unless he got the tattoos after, that type of thing. And I was like, wow, like, but that's the reality of the world. We're living in an entitled world. Just because you're black and just because you're black and you can do something, you expect people to pay you a lot of money for it. And that's entitlement. And I promise you that makes the society so sad when you think about it. It was quite a few people that kind of sided with him.
Sided with him? That's crazy.
Yeah, they were saying.
Okay. Del One said when you're not from that world, you can't see it, unfortunately. A saying said clubs have dress codes. Do they? Restaurants have dress codes, even on resorts. Yes. So let's say we go on a cruise. Would you get mad because on a cruise, I know they have a night. I think it's called the Captain's Dinner. I ain't been on a cruise yet. I'm going to my first one for my birthday in October. Yeah. Amen. Okay. They have the Captain's Cruise, right? What are you doing?
Because you didn't invite nobody.
You can come. You want to come? You. It's time. It's still time to pay your money. You can come. You can.
No, I'll let you know. talk off camera.
So they have a on a cruise, they have this thing called the captain's cruise. You have to dress up on the captain's dinner. I'm sorry. You have to dress up for the captain's dinner. You can't go to the dinner if you ain't dressed up.
Right.
There's a dress code everywhere. Come on, you can go. There's a dress code everywhere. There's a dress code where you go in multiple different places. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. Nobody's trying to deny you of who you are. You know, everything is not always black and white. It's a corporate setting. Even if you were an all-black law firm, get what I'm saying? They still have to present themselves in a corporate manner. If you had a lawyer that was like, yo, dog, what's up? Hey, man, you know what I'm saying, man? You do da, 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 da. No, you ain't. Nigga, you can't be my lawyer. You can't. Yep. Absolutely not, because we're not going to win the case. I'm going to lose. I'm going to jail. Okay? There's no way that if you're my banker and you come in and I'm probably telling my age with some FUBU on, like LL Cool J or Carl Cannot Forever, and you my banker, I don't trust you with my money. What? Like, come on, man. It's a time and place for everything. I could be black with my black friends. I can speak in when I'm at work. My mom teases me a lot. My mom says, oh my God, you sound so professional. I was like, well, I'm in a professional environment. People aren't going to buy insurance for me if I'm talking with the broken English. You know, I can't do that. Mm-hmm. So you have to think about the respectability politics, because there is, and we have to operate in a certain profession. We have to operate in professionalism when we're dealing with people, and people are not gonna buy from you if you, hey man, you know what I'm saying, man? I'm from the north. You know, ain't nobody finna buy nothing from you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Unless you selling the drugs on the corner, they're not finna buy from you. So I just don't. That to me, I think we have to think about all of that. Yes, I can be Memphis when needed. I'm a little chocolate girl from North Memphis, so I can be Memphis when needed. Okay,
Pastor.
What have you done? Okay. I didn't want. Okay, we'll talk about this later. I'm sorry, y'all hear my kid in the background. Okay.
I made you dinner.
You did. I thank you.
Woo!
Okay. Mona said very formal. Paul said, Paul, you can come. You want to come? It's still time to make your payments for the cruise. A man dresses accordingly. Absolutely. Be Memphis when need. Absolutely. When I'm with the homies, when I'm on the phone with Shamika, I can be North Memphis Faith. You know what I'm saying? When I'm on the phone with Foley, I can be North Memphis Faith. When I'm in a professional setting, you're never going to know I'm from North Memphis unless I tell you. You get what I'm saying? That's how you do it. Okay?
Voices. Your mama had two voices.
Huh?
You got to have two voices. Your mom had two voices. Our mothers had two voices.
You know what, though?
What's the voice?
So y'all kind of used to tease me a little bit. Right. I don't think y'all remember this.
What?
My mama's from California. Okay? So my mom is from California, and so all of this slang and all this other stuff, my mama ain't doing it. My mama is not about that life. My mom is a I'm technically a PK. But my mom is from California, and their dialects and everything is from. Subject verb agreement was a big thing in my house. So when I got to East, first of all, I didn't go to public school, and we're gonna get to the next subject. I didn't get to public school until the 6th grade. Okay, I was in private school from kindergarten until it was time for me to go to 6th grade. I guess my mama said, hey, this tuition too much. And I feel her, because my child I can pay tuition for a child right now to go to school. So my mama said, this tuition too much. They'll be all right if they go to the public school. So when I met y'all in the 7th grade, that was my 2nd year in public school. Wow. If you remember how my mom speaks, my mama don't sound like she's from nowhere in Memphis. Think about it.
I'm trying to.
You met my mama. Does my mama sound like she's from Memphis?
I'm trying to think, Faith. I just know Faith was this real skinny, dark-skinned girl with skirts on, with glasses. That's all I can remember.
Big ass glasses, yes.
With them
Big ass glasses. I can't see nothing. I'm blind. Okay. Nothing, I tell you.
Hey, this little preppy little girl
with these glasses on, couldn't see a thing.
But you know what? I guess when we got older, we kind of was like, well, because I mean, you were proper to us.
They used to talk like, where are you from? I was born here, John Gaston Hospital. No, I'm from here.
But we sorry. Look, we can got Shamika. Shamika, like, what the hell y'all talking about? Okay, get back.
Shamika knows. Shamika understands. She knows.
Okay, let's move to the next subject.
We're gonna go to the next subject. Okay, here we go. Okay, my friend, I need to check on her, and she done send me something on the Book of Faces, so I'm cool. All right, here we go. Next topic. Hyper independency in relationships. Let's talk about it. I have this problem. I'm going to say that I have this problem because I have had to be independent. And I feel like a lot of times the only person I can depend on a lot of times is me. Okay. That's not always a good thing because that's a trauma reaction to, like, people to be there. I could be going through and I won't say nothing. I think I open my mouth a lot. Shamika we be talking and I'd be like, man, such happened. Shamika be like, friend, let me send you a couple of dollars. And she, but I'm really a person who suffers in silence because I'm gonna figure it out, right? Mm-hmm. I have that problem. That's a problem. That's a me thing. And because I'm hyper independent, people don't think I need nothing.
Well, I mean, well, you know, hyper independency is a result of the two different things. Either you've been your trust and loyalty to someone or something has been damaged, where it causes you not to trust someone. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or either your expectancy, you know, from or in someone didn't meet the standard. So you're like, hey, you know, Faith can protect herself much better if Faith built this house. I can give you the nails, I can give you the hammer, but I'm gonna stand there and I'm gonna watch it. And then if I see a nail going crooked, I'm gonna grab it because, you know, it's just something may have happened as a result. So I definitely hear you saying your hyper independency is that, but is that a result of something that happened?
It's a result of many things that has happened. I'm gonna do a shameless plug real quick. Is it this week, Shamika? The episode airs. Does it air this week or next week?
Next week.
Okay. Next week, I was on in the gym. It's on the. I'm gonna let you say it because I be getting tongue tied when I say
the Collective Creative Entertainment Network.
Okay. The CCEN am I right? Is that CCE?
I'll type it in the chat.
Okay, do that. So I'm gonna share kind of part of the reason why I'm hyper independent. It is a traumatic, it's a trauma response. So since that particular moment that I shared with Shamika, and then y'all will get to see that. Y'all go. She gonna type it in the thank you, Herc. You should be on here. I'm sorry. That man gonna came up with an idea and then folded free and he ain't free. How that work? Right? Herc typed it in. Y'all go, as a matter of fact, everybody else on this post, do me a favor and go to the tccenetwork.com. Okay. And make sure you guys subscribe. Add yourself, go on and subscribe so we can get some subscribers. Okay. Part of my, now that you occupied, we'll talk about that later, Brother Herc. We will. He's occupied. So for me, hyper independency means I can only depend on me. I can't depend on nobody else because people have let me down. Not my mom, aside from my mom, people that I have trusted, people that I have depended on, they ain't 100% been there. Well, my mom and my dad got my back. That ain't never been, but traumatic situation happened when I was in college. And then being a now he gonna text us. And then being a single parent, because that's what Marlon said. Marlon said you have to when you're a single parent. Being a single parent, you don't have to, but here's the thing, Foley. And I'm gonna share this with you so you can understand. I have 2 boys that I have raised by myself. Okay. One child's father can be there, physically can be there, refuses to be there. Okay.
Right.
I don't give you no grief. I ain't bugging you about. Come get your baby. You get what I'm saying? Real talk. Come get your baby. Spend time with your baby. Pour into your child. Come to his football games. Come to his track meets. Be there for your child. Right? That baby eats a lot. He plays football. He runs track. That baby eat more than probably about 2-3 grown people put together. Okay? I need your support and your help with your baby. Your baby wear grown man clothes. Grown man. Y'all understand how much grown man stuff costs? It's high. It ain't cheap. Even at the K and the G. It ain't cheap. So the person that I can depend on, if I need to go get school clothes, if I need to make sure the baby eat, to make sure the lights on, to make sure the rent paid, to make sure he get back and forth, guess who they fall on? And a lot of women, y'all think women, y'all believe that women are so, y'all mean, y'all this, y'all that. I gotta be tough. I can't raise no little boys that's, I'm not saying they can't tap into their emotions. That ain't what I'm saying. But they gotta be able to be ready for the real world. I have a village. Let me say that. I'm not gonna go against the village that I have. I got my uncles, I got my brother, I got my dad, I got a village. They ain't here 24/7. So if I got to give you a swift kick in the butt so you can do what you need to do, I have to do that. I got to be that person.
Right.
I can't be soft. I can't be in my soft girl era. Because I don't have the man here or the covering here to be that, to get that balance. So I got to be the balance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So no, you don't have to be as a single parent. But in order to make sure they're successful and they are successful contributing members to the community, right? I got to make sure they're on the right foot. So I got moments where I have to be tough on them. And I got moments where, come on, mama's baby, come here. I have to have that balance. I shouldn't have to be. And I got to be the bad guy a lot. I should be the good cop.
Right. But now, you know, we gotta let Shamika talk.
We do. I'm sorry.
But hyper independency in that situation, Faith, obviously you were left with no choice.
Absolutely.
So now, with that being said, when you venture into a relationship, that hyper independency.
Hey, baby, got a mustache? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You know, it's like I have to stay in this mode because I have boys. And even though I may be dating Tony or Earl, they're not going to step in the place of their fathers, which forces me to still be hyper independent. So when Tony or Earl says, hey, I would like you to be soft, I would like you, I would like to take care of the oil for you, I would like to do the men things for you, psychologically you're like, I'm doing this by myself. I enjoy you. I want you here.
Yeah.
I still got to stay hyper independent. And you know, it kind of works because you don't want to be codependent. And then have this man.
I don't like relying on anybody.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's that, and then once again, like how you said, that's a result of trauma. And at the same time, it's just what you've been forced to do. So when we talk about hyper independency in relationships, we have to figure out why, as a woman, why does a woman feel like she has to be hyper independent when she's dating and she has responsibilities at home? What's the thing? If like what it say? If I got $2,000 worth of bills, don't text me what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? And men look at that like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I basically, when I come in your life, I have to pay bills. I have to.
No, that ain't what we saying. That's
Right.
not what we saying.
But that's how men look at it, because it's like women have become so hyper independent that they like, look, I've been struggling to take care of these 2 boys, struggling to take care of myself, struggling to take care of this house. So you can't come in my life on some what you doing. You got in on some what are you contributing to me to help me? You get what I'm saying? And so that, I think that's what we're talking about with this subject. Hyper independency in relationships have been caused by that specific trauma. And it's like, okay, how do we get faith to say, hey, we understand you got 2 boys over, Shamika, I don't know what you got going on, but are
now Shamika's single. She ain't got no kids or nothing.
But,
but she's still. Let me say this.
Are you?
Huh?
I'm swinging it to you, Shamika. Are you hyper independent?
Okay, so first of all, I want to define, because somebody said define hyper independence.
Somebody did say that. That was Colin, I think.
I don't think we defined what it is, so let's define hyper.
No, he gave a definition.
Did he define it?
Look.
That man said play a fly.
Let's define it. So
nobody needs nobody. All I need is me and I'm sorry. Let me stop.
It refers to an excessive and unhealthy level of self-reliance characterized by an unwillingness to seek help or support from others. It is often a coping mechanism developed in response to trauma or stressful experiences.
Right.
And I would say it's not like we make it about relationships, but it's a deep-rooted issue from not being able to depend on people.
Yeah.
Some people are, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Some people are extremely needy. Some people are overly needy to the point where family members hate to see them coming because they don't know how to be adults. So mine is kind of opposite of that needy family member who's always begging, who's always blaming somebody for, man, you won't help me out, and this is that. Mine is more so. Some people, like I've asked for help in the past when I was younger, and people said, what do you want me to do? And so I remember in college, like my refund hadn't hit, and I reached out to somebody. I said, man, I'm hungry. I ain't got no money. My refund check hasn't hit. My declining balance hasn't hit. I have no food. They said, well, what you want me to do? I had to get a job. I didn't have a car. I took 2 buses to work after class in order to make money to have food. So mine is more so like it has to get, like I have a no matter who says they can't come through with me for me, it has to get done. I can't really, I would, in a perfect world, I would love to rely on people, but as an adult, that's not always the case. So sometimes you do, it can be a bad thing. I'm learning how to, it's kind of hard accepting help when you're used to doing things on your own, but and also it helps you avoid disappointment because people will say they can come through
and they won't.
People will fail, and you be like, dang, like I thought you had me. So like Faye said, it's more so like a coping mechanism so that you don't set yourself up for disappointment, because a lot of times people will not come. Like you're lucky. I have a good village now. I haven't always had a good village. I have a good village of supporters who come through for me. So I can say that I'm getting over that stage of hyper independence. But for the most part, I've always had to have me, because if I didn't have me, people, and then a lot of people, you got to think, a lot of people out here are struggling.
Yeah.
So how can you lean on somebody and they struggling to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Shamika, like I'm listening to your story, and Faith know me. I always like to play the devil's advocate.
He sure do. He sure do.
Because I like to explore every angle of every situation, right? I understand everything you're saying. Hey, I was in school, I was hungry, I was forced to get out here and get it. You know what I'm saying? So the definition of hyper independency, I think it's, how can I put it? I don't think you're hyper independent.
I'm not anymore. I used to be. I'm not anymore because I have a good village of people. You know what I'm saying? And I think you're forced to be hyper independent when you don't have people you can rely on.
Yeah.
So as I've gotten older and gotten more discerning of who to be around, people kind of, you know, you get people who just volunteer to help and support you.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily have to ask. Back in the day, you know, in those college days, I needed the help, but the help wasn't available. It's like, what do you want me to do? But when you cultivate villages of individuals who want to see you thrive, they're not gonna watch you suffer and not
struggle. Yeah.
Right. And so that's what I'm trying to get at. So I think at that moment in your life, Shamika, you were forced to become independent.
Okay, Dr. Phil.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, because I mean, you know,
hey, is this a conversation or an intervention?
Because
I'm just let me play devil. I wanna be Oprah. Like,
you know, that's what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying. So when I was in college, I definitely
what school you went to?
Refrigerator, and it wasn't nothing in there but like a pack of noodles. You get what I'm saying? And it forced me to get out and get it. But what I've recently, I'm not gonna say recently, it's been a while, is being able to trust other people to do what they say they're going to do. But if they don't, I can still get it done. You get what I'm saying? So like, if you say, hey man, I'm getting a food stamp card so we can get some food in this apartment.
Do they still have food stamp card? Yeah.
Yeah, they got cards. They got rid of the actual stamps. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I remember the stamps.
So I'm about to tell my age. They still had stamps when I was in college. Okay.
Oh, when you were in college?
They had stamps.
I'm
telling my age. I'm telling on myself.
Right. You know? And so I think the term of hyper independency, you know, and I don't want to attack my women on here. Women use that as a reason, like to say, yeah, I got out here and get it. Like I was looking for help.
Yeah, mine wasn't.
And we kind of, when it comes to men, that's how we're looked at. Like my dad told me, like straight up, my dad was like, if you don't bring this in the house, then you need to find you somewhere else to be. And so before I went to college, I was actually I graduated, but I didn't go directly to college because I was chasing something. And I was basically told that by my dad, if you don't, you know, if you can't produce this certain amount of money, if you can't pay these bills or help in this house, then you're going to have to find you somewhere to be. And I legitimately got out here in the streets and I was staying at different people's houses.
Wow.
But
see, now the question becomes, is hyper independence a bad thing?
I think it is. Let me I'm gonna be real transparent. Okay.
She froze me, but that one I ain't even got on.
Huh?
Is she gonna be real transparent?
I'm gonna be transparent.
With the question you asked, is hyper independency?
Yeah, because it builds, like, as I reflect on what we've been saying,
it builds character.
In resiliency, and it makes you go hard. Like right. When I was reflecting on my little story, I said it with my chest. I'm like, I took 2 buses after class.
I walked 4 miles in the snow. Listen,
right.
but let me say this: it's been so bad for me that I won't literally won't ask. I'm gonna try to figure it out for myself.
How
Get what
long?
I'm saying?
How long will you try before you ask?
Okay, how long I've been without a car? Like, I'm being real transparent.
Yeah.
Right. I just talked to my mama today and said, "Hey, nigga, I need help."
You call your mama up.
Huh?
You said
I know, right?
I ain't tell her. No, I ain't call her no nigga. I ain't call. My mama would have cussed me out in the Holy Ghost. No, no, I did. But you see how much I'm over here trying to do. I got tuition. I got something wrong with my utilities. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. MSGW has lost their mind. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. It's crazy work. My bills that have been coming out from the MLG and the W, and ain't nobody at this house. Okay, during the day. So those types of things, and it's like I told my mom, I said, "Mine, look, listen, I'm a little overwhelmed. So sis, listen, I need your help. Can you help me? Help me, nigga." Okay, that was my thing, but it took me how many months? This ain't dog help me. That's my issue, and it's not so much as I'm afraid to. It's to the point to where it's like, do they really have? Even the people that really have my back, I question it. You get what I'm saying? It is not that I don't know that my mama and my daddy don't have my back. It's that I feel like I have my back better. It's not a. It's so in my mind. Me being in a relationship with a guy, we talked about this before.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship for 4 years with a guy. There were some other very problematic things about that relationship, but that man made sure my oil was changed, my tires were rotated, changed out. He made sure I got my tune-ups on my car. He would come get my car and wash it and vacuum it out and get it detailed. He did all of this. That man made sure. You ain't got no gas, do you? Let me go. I'm gonna get your keys right now. I'm gonna go put some gas in your car. That was the only thing he was. I'm not gonna. Well, yeah, probably the only thing he's good for. But I never had anything like that. I got friends that got. What's up, Reese? I ain't gonna give your government name this week. That was not the that was the first time I had experienced that in a relationship where a guy was like, "I'm finna get the keys to your car. I'm finna make sure your car's straight."
So with that being said, it kind of answers what Shamika just asked, as well as what we talked about in the beginning. The hyper independency is caused by something.
Yeah.
If someone is in your life, like how Shamika said, now I have that support system.
Yeah.
I know how to delegate responsibility. I used to, and I always go back to, like, even with my filming company, I never let anybody touch anything I do. Now I delegate responsibility.
Yeah.
I say, hey, I trust, a couple of people I've had to talk to and say, hey, this ain't what I need. You got to pick it up, or I'm gonna have to stop dealing with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just part of, what I have going on as far as you, Faith, you having that man in your life that you said, hey, I know I need gas and I know I need to get out here and get to it. But if he is willing to help with that burden or help with that situation, I am completely open. So I don't think neither one of us are hyper independent. I think we've all just experienced things in life that have made us realize that we really got to go hard. You get what I'm saying? And so when you look at the definition of hyper independency, it is a situation where someone just cannot accept help. Like, they can't. It's just they have to be in charge of, like Shamika said, it's not always about relationships, but yeah, they have to be in charge of the relationship. In order for this relationship to work, it has to go like this. We need it done like this. Do this for this relationship to work. That's like I said, it's a hyper independency. It's the opposite of codependency, where, how y'all said someone is needy, which I've experienced that, where someone is needy. Someone, if you're not, they like clingy. I hate clingy. Don't cling to me. That makes my blood boil. I do not like clingy. I think it's cute to a certain extent, but too much clinginess, I'm like, what are you doing with your time? Like, you should be looking for me to text you every 5 to 10 minutes to make sure that I'm still wrapped up in you. Like that's too clingy. Or I mean, so the hyper independency, like I said, I think nowadays women do use that as a coping mechanism to say, hey, I'm out here getting to it. I don't need no man. I can make things happen myself. But I guarantee you there are a lot of women who may say that based on something that they've either went through or, you know, just having their heart broken when they tried to trust and allow a man to do something. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't think y'all, you know, you two ladies online right now, I don't think you all.
You don't think I'm hyper independent? That's great. Okay.
Well, I mean, Faith, you know, when you listen to you talk about, hey, I'm looking for their fathers to step up, and their fathers are refusing, so I have no choice. That's totally different than the fathers are trying, and I'm saying, nah, bro,
But that, let me back up, and they not. But for me, when I get into a relationship, I don't expect. You get what I'm saying? I don't expect that. I just automatically just.
A man should. I mean, as a man, we should earn that trust from. We should. If a man leaves with his wallet or leaves with what he can provide or do for you, I don't think that's a safe man to be with. To me personally. And I understand a lot of women want the men to call and say, baby, be dressed at 8 o'clock. We going, I'm gonna send a car for you.
I do want that. I really do.
Cute, which is cute, but a man should not lead with what he can do and provide. You get what I'm saying? I think a relationship has to be deeper than just what I can do for you. And I hear women say this a lot when I speak with them. They talk about this soft era. And I'm like,
let me tell you something, my guy.
And
I had to be the head of my household for 20. How old you is? 22 years. Do you understand me?
Forget my age.
I did not birth you, baby.
But I can't just. I just can't. And I think it's the old the old Cinderella type thing where you find Prince Charming and he just changes your life for the better.
I'm not looking for that. But what I am saying is, at some point, I get tired. Okay, I need to sit down. I need somebody else to, you know what I'm saying? Yes, baby, do whatever it is you want. I'm talking about, and I'm not saying do whatever it is you want to do, you know, in what's the word I'm looking for? In turmoil. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is make me feel safe, make me feel comfortable, make me feel secure. I don't have that. I'm my only security right now. Okay. Until somebody say, hey, I got you. That chat. Y'all hear this chat in the background.
Wow. Right. But I mean, Faith, isn't that far past financial? Like
no, I'm not. No. Remember, we talked about security.
No, but what I'm saying, I told someone, a young lady, I said, never put the value of $1 on how much a man cares about you.
I've never done that. I ain't never been that chick.
As a man, yes. If we make X amount of dollars and we like you, sending you lunch, getting your oil changed, picking your car, filling up with gas, taking it to get washed, even occasionally taking you out to a couple of shows and concerts, that's what we do. A generous man does that. A generous man takes a substantial amount of money can do that. Now, if you fucking with a bomb, he's not gonna do that, and you're gonna find it hard to even be like, "Hey, I can."
Let me say this though, because we talk about this a lot, and I'm gonna get Shamika to chime in. Right. There are men who are capable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and do bare minimum.
Right.
But they're capable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's a difference in I ain't got no money and I'm capable of doing it, but I won't do it for you.
Right.
I'm gonna speak on that because I actually had somebody tell me, they were like, "You're the first girl we weren't in a relationship," and he was like, "You're the first girl I've ever just bought flowers for."
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So like. Or, you know, people just want to do random stuff for you. And but some girls, they won't do it. You like, some girls, they don't do it for but they're capable of doing. They just don't do
Yeah,
it.
and I mean, as a generous man, you know, myself as a generous man, like this is like
There you
crazy, a crazy off the beat story. I'm walking the University of Memphis. Well, not I'm up there walking. Dude was like, "Hell, man, I'm hungry. You know, can you buy me a pizza?" I'm like, "Cool." You get what I'm saying? No sweat off my back. Whatever I spend in generosity or in my empathy, I'm not worried about making it back, right? So you got to think of a man that comes into your life. He thinks you're beautiful. He adores your energy. He's like, you know, okay, this girl is the shit. Like, this girl's the bomb, right?
Right.
And I have X amount of dollars, right? But at the same time, I'm cautious because I don't want her to look at me like a trick. But at the same time, I am able to do the men things like flowers and so, you know, it's like I said, you just can't put that. To me, Faith and Shamika, if you want a man to come in your life and allow you all to come down off that hyper independency, but not be too codependent or not be so needy, he needs to earn that. He should show you that it's with me, it's far past the things I do and provide. You know, the safety is not on. You get what I'm saying? And so I think that's where a lot of men these days get away from. A lot of men these days feel like, oh, I can provide for her, so let me get her. And I know women, you know, personally, that got with a man simply because
basically. Let me throw this curveball in there real quick. And I'm gonna quote a great scholar, Clifford T.I. Harris said, "It ain't tricking if you got it." Listen, so yeah, I don't look for guys I don't like guys who lead with money. Okay. And I said this before. I've said this on the podcast. I've said this here on our show. If you flashy like that, you're compensating for something. Get what I'm saying? So on the last episode not the last episode, the episode before last of Cocktail Therapy, I had Jordan Oliver on the show. And Jordan is a financial coach. So we talked about finance and romance. Okay. And I told Jordan, and this is 100% real. This is who I am. I ain't got out. Now, let me say this. I like the Flemings. The Stony River I ain't never been to. I want to go there. I like the nice restaurants. I like the upscale restaurants. But when we're getting to know each other and we're in that stage, now our first date was something chill, cool, laid back. Come on, bring it on. Or the first couple of days was something chill, laid back. Come on, bring it on. Bring on the big stuff. I'm okay with that. But a man who is trying to impress up off the jump, y'all don't even understand how crazy it is in these dating streets. There are men who think if they spend a certain amount of dollar on you, that you're supposed to drop it off. Absolutely not, sir. I don't know where your thing has been. No, I don't want to drop it off to you because you done spent $200-$300 on me at the restaurant. I didn't ask you to do that. You told me where you're going. And a lot of times I let the guy pick where he's going. I don't pick. The man thinks they have to lead with money. And I'm gonna have Michael Suggs. I don't know if you listen, you probably ain't tonight. Michael Suggs got to be on one, either my podcast or on here, because Michael came up, this was some years back. The $35 date now is probably maybe $50 now, because you know the economy and all. He came up with the $35 date, where on the first date you don't spend more than $35. You get a couple of drinks. At the time, drinks was probably a little cheaper at the time he came out with this. But he said the whole purpose in the first date is to get to know the other person. I'm not expecting you to drop off the draws, and I done spent $35 on you, and you're not expecting me to fund your life. I agree with that. A lot of women was like, well, no. A first date to me, I'm getting to know you. Okay. So if I'm getting to know you, let's go for coffee. Let's go for a walk in the park. let's go. Let's go. You waving? You want to chime in, friend?
Like, expectation is not dependent upon how much a person spends. It depends on their mindset. A person can spend nothing on you and expect sex. A person can spend a large amount of money and expect sex.
Yeah.
A person could spend a large amount of money and really get to know you. A person could spend a small amount of money and really get to know you. It is dependent on the person and their personal character.
Yeah.
I think that's something that can only be learned over time, because expectation, like I know some men who vet, it's like casting a wide net.
Yeah.
I can take several girls on a coffee date. One of them gonna give it up. What time it say? GTV.
Get the girls, dog. Get the girls.
What is
It's kind of like you ain't even gotta, to be quite honest, you ain't even gotta take a girl on a date. You just inbox enough girls and figure out which one is going.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's gonna give it up. That's gonna drop it off.
Dating has changed drastically because, although you can go on a cheap, sadly, I'm gonna tell you, there are women that have said men don't date, but I've been asked on quite a few dates. I'm like,
I have too.
Want to date you and want to take you. It depends on the intentionality. So I could take 10 girls to coffee, and then this one girl I want to take her on a nice date. This one I really like.
Right.
So intentionality means so much, but you only learn a person's intentions over time.
Yeah, and I mean, don't y'all remember that story? I think I posted it, but I'm not sure. But did y'all see that story of the two friends that were in New York, and they ended up going on the exact same date? This guy had it set up, and what happened was he would send an Uber to pick up the girl, to drop her off at Sip and Paint. After Sip and Paint, he would then take her to a coffee shop downtown. Mm-hmm. He took time to figure out what was her favorite coffee, so when she arrived, or when they arrived, he knew what kind of coffee to order her, and got her back to the house. Of course, these things were so sweet that she gave it up. Come to find out that she's bragging to the friend about, girl, he
doing the same thing.
He up in an Uber, and when the friend expressed the exact same date, the Uber pickup, the paint and sip, the same coffee shop leading back to her space or her house where he smashed, they laughed about it, because when the girls showed each other the picture, it was the same dude. He has a planned out date night, a planned out date event that he takes every single girl on.
That's crazy.
All for it because it's so sweet and thoughtful. But it leads with paint and sip, it leads with the Uber, leads with
we done knocked the boots.
Yeah, and he done smashed both of y'all, and they are friends. But the friends didn't talk about it because, oh yeah, I'm going out with somebody. Oh, okay, cool, girl. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah.
And
my friends built a little different. Let me tell you about my folks real quick. And it goes back to college. And my sister-in-law, bless her heart, they run. So I'm a full disclosure. My brother and my sister-in-law are the popos. They're 12. Okay. So there have been many a times. Hey, bro, can you do me a favor? This is such and such, and this is date of birth. Yeah, absolutely. Because let me tell you what I'm not finna be. A part of the Craigslist killer. No. I don't do it for everybody, but if I feel something, I ain't going out on that date. Understand? I would not be on a milk carton. Do you understand me? I know this on the children, but I'm not. No. Huh?
You mean to tell me you had the police searching this man's information background?
If I feel some type of way and I feel a little creepy, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not. Not everybody. No, everybody hadn't gotten the some people probably should have got the check.
Tamika,
Some people should have gotten run.
Tamika, you got to talk to this. One more camera. You got to talk to this.
If I felt a way about a person and I have not gone out on a date with you, I found some things out about you that I probably shouldn't have found out, but I found out because you made me feel some type of way. I'm just gonna put that out. I will refute, and there's a reason behind it. Go to the CCEN. Say it again, Meeks. I'm sorry. I'm messing up.
TCCE Network.
TCCE Network. You gonna know why our sister does that. Okay, I don't do it for everybody.
Yeah, and her story, I'll just give a little backstory. I'll give a small synopsis of her story without unveiling everything. So I have a company called The Cheat Code. I have the cheat code for college students, the cheat code for professional and personal development. So anybody that needs personal or professional development, or if you know any college students looking to get into their career field, hit me up and I can help and support with that for a fee. It's not a free service. So she was on the cheat code for college students, and she had a situation, a very unfortunate, traumatic situation happened in undergrad.
Okay.
And she allowed me to interview her on that experience. It is one of those things where me being her friend, it was very eye-opening for me, and it speaks to some of the traumas that a lot of college kids on college campuses face that go unspoken of.
Right.
So yeah, I have a series specifically for those that have went to college.
Hey,
Okay, because guys, Faith kind of made me.
I'm sorry, my cousin Tony on here. Look.
Crazy on that one. Okay, let's go to the next.
Bring Tony on, Karen. Look, Tony are crazy.
Tony are crazy. I love Tony.
Okay, look, I got to run to the bathroom, ladies, but go to the next subject, Faith.
We are. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to jump off in a minute because I'm getting certified to be a mental health first aid trainer.
Okay.
I'll be training people to get that certification, so I gotta
get on your good.
I gotta do the prereqs before tomorrow. So when I get up here, I gotta do the prereqs.
Okay. Real quick.
I'm waiting on you.
Okay, here's the subject, and I know you got to go do your thing. Friendships, boundaries, flirting versus not flirting. We ain't taking it too far.
Linda, listen. So we had this conversation earlier.
We did.
Didn't we already talk about this?
No. Me and her had this conversation because when I'm friends, a lot of people say men and women can't be friends.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm friends with somebody like
you and I had this conversation off camera, but it was a different situation.
Yeah, I'm actually your friend. Like, I'm not the home girl you got to worry about flirting with your man.
Absolutely.
Asking him how I look, or like flirting with him during down. You don't have to worry about that. Mm-hmm. But a lot of men or women use their friends as placeholders for relationships. So it's like you friend zone, but if I had the opportunity, I would be with you. Right. And so like if your friend is like sending you, I don't know, like my friends don't do this, but if somebody is your friend and they say you looking good, friend, and they send you the little emoji with the
hard eyes emoji.
The hard eyes or the
you looking thick in that dress, friend.
Is that flirting or is that just being a friend?
Okay, cool. I got the basis of it. Give me 32 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay, we got you.
Got you. All right.
Okay. What y'all think in the comments? We want to know.
What is the line? Is there a line?
Is there a line? Is there boundaries that need to be set?
I feel like there are. Like I feel like if we're friends, I'm not gonna be like, man, you looking good in that shirt. You've been working out, it's certain. I'm not gonna get jealous if you get in a relationship. I'm rooting for y'all.
Right. I want you to win in your relationship. I want you to get married eventually if that's your goal. I want you to have a lifelong partner. I'm not going to be secretly plotting on how to take your man, sis. No, I'm not doing that. Marlon said it depends. Tell me how it depends, Marlon. Tell me how it depends, Marlon.
Yeah, that's interesting. It depends on what.
What it depend on, Marlon?
That's interesting.
Very. I want the comments, guys. Come on. And we waiting on Foley. Foley gonna give us a word, baby. He gonna throw a little spoken word poetry in there. He gonna give us the messages. Are they genuine? The vibes. Okay. Well, okay, genuine on whose part? Because again, if your friend, okay, here we go. If your friend is with somebody, eye contact. So if your friend is with somebody and you flirting with your friend, is there a line that should be drawn? That's what we're asking. Or if you got a homegirl that secretly wants to get with you, but you with somebody else, that's what I need. Cause do you think the eye contact, the vibes gonna make the person leave their friend, their relationship? That's what I want to know. Come on Popular Truth. Did you change shirts?
No, I got the same shirt on. No, I had to go upstairs. My daughter was using the downs. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was a little bit longer than 32 seconds.
I feel like you changed clothes though.
42 seconds. He changed his shirt. He didn't have that shirt on.
I didn't see this shirt.
Man, huh?
I didn't see that shirt.
Yeah, he just put that on and then took his name off the thing. Look, he ain't slick.
I had to run upstairs, y'all.
I should have worn my Dear Shamika shirt. I'm slick.
I got my cocktail therapy shirt on.
He changed my name. Why our names ain't showing up no more?
I don't know.
No, right?
Name ain't showing up neither. Huh?
It's not even on the screen.
It's showing like, what is going on? Oh, cause I shared the comment. Then a line need to be drawn. So Marlon, real quick, while you talking about a line need to be drawn, what line is she disrespecting? So
okay, catch me up. What y'all say about
okay. So I ask a question.
Can I say this before I lose my train of thought?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, it's people in relationships who are unhappy that are looking for their friends to fulfill a need that their partner is. They're using their whole, like you flirt, kind of like, let's say I'm in a relationship and then my friend Tom, I know he got this little crush on me. So I flirt with him because maybe my man isn't paying me attention at that time. So I'm doing harmless flirting. And so now Tom is, getting attracted to me. And then now me and my dude on good terms. I'm like, Tom, now I got a man. Why are you acting like that when I'm really
you know what it was?
enticing him, but I'm using that. Are we cool? You just my friend to keep him at bay, but still really.
So you know what it was?
Right. So some people use their just friends. Sometimes their just friends stuff is a disguise for link. Somebody told me a story today about how somebody really was there for a friend, and the friend ended up messing with the lady's husband, and they ended up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, kind of like some cousin face type stuff. So,
family. I'm sorry.
You don't know what she was.
I got family in my house and family, my husband.
No,
Okay.
exactly. But that was her friend. Like, this your home girl, yo, buddy. You thinking, man, this my girl. Like, could you imagine? Like,
So let me ask y'all this real quick. I know you got an answer. I'm gonna let you answer real quick though. Before we get into your answer. How cool are y'all with friends being around your mates?
What you mean? Like
So,
Like,
for instance, in that situation you just talked about, right? The friend ended up messing with the husband, right? There have been situations that we have seen. Kelly Price wrote a whole song about it, or R. Kelly, whoever you want to say, wrote the song.
Or even most recently, did y'all see the one where the bridesmaid in the girl's wedding was actually sleeping?
I wonder, is that true? Did it really happen, or was it?
Like, well, she showed the text messages.
That happens a lot.
Yeah,
it really does.
On the bridesmaids pictures with I'm talking about the whole time she like telling him like, I hate the fact that you got to go on this honeymoon, and he's like, well, baby, you know, honeymoon is a part of the wedding.
That nigga, hey, dude.
Oh, dog.
Yeah, it is. I was like,
that man said this is a tradition, and I got to keep up.
That dude is so slick.
Yeah, he was like, you know, if he was like, honeymoon is a part of the wedding, so you know, even while I'm on this honeymoon with her, I'll still be thinking about you, and when I get back, I'm gonna make time to see you.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
The person, what people don't realize, people choose who they want to choose. And just because a person is bored or feeling lonely doesn't mean they want you. And I think a lot of people get so caught up in, maybe if I do this, maybe he'll want me. Maybe if I do this, you can't make a person want you. They'll use
absolutely can't.
For the time. And I was in class, like I was in elementary school, and this boy, we was like in the 6th grade, and he was like, his name was Richard. He was like, I do what I do because the teacher let me get away with it. And this is a 6th grader saying, I do what I do because
know when they can get away.
But what I'm saying is, if a kid knows that, then the adult knows that too. So that basic knowledge of I do what I do because she allows me to get away with it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, if you the side piece and this man, you ain't going nowhere, and this man, I'm gonna tell her whatever I need her to do to keep her on chill while I marry the woman I really want to be with. I keep you at bay, but now you mad because you feel like you still want me and you want me to not be with my wife. So now you trying to be the main lady.
Yeah. And like I said, when you look at the text messages, it was so crazy because it was like she would say, okay, hey, I know you got to go do this with her, but make sure you text me later, or either I see you later. And he was like, yeah, we got to keep this under wraps. So when I'm done with her, I'll hit you. And like, it was like going on for maybe like 6 months to a year leading up to the wedding.
So what happened?
Well, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I just
sound like a Tubi movie.
Yeah, classmates. Yeah,
what should the name of the movie be called? Your husband cheating.
Your husband cheating on the brother. Don't take that
idea. Your husband cheating on
the. Wait a minute. Y'all not finna jump on old
Tubi. In the trenches of North Memphis.
Yeah.
Live.
Okay, so in that situation. She's the friend, right? She's the friend to the bride.
Right. That's the word we use.
What if what if she would open up to the bride like, hey, I really like Earl, and I know you're gonna marry him, and Earl really has feelings for me. How can we make this work?
Let me tell y'all a little story. Because you're making that work. Let me tell y'all a little story. Story time.
I'd be devastated. I'd be like, first of all, Sophelia, whatever her name is. Like, cause you my friend and you really
Shaniqua.
What? But what if she be like, no, I'm making him cut you off now, and he cut her off? Then you gonna be hurt because you like.
Okay. So let me tell y'all a story, and I learned a very important lesson in this situation. So I was dating a guy in college, huh?
It happened to you?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. So I was dating a guy in college, right? I told this story on Sway in the Morning. I don't know how I got through, but I got
through.
You
was on Sway?
I was on Sway, fool. Hi, Sway. Okay.
So such a random live. Like,
it really is. So I was in college. I was dating this guy. I really liked him. We were like, for all intents and purposes, thick as thieves, I thought. So I went he didn't get to go on a trip, and that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time.
We were supposed to go on a trip. And it was a group of our friends, and we were all supposed to go. This girl went on this trip. This girl I thought was cool, then a fool, right? She had a fiance, and so I'm talking to her about how good he is to me, and da 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 da. Ain't nobody ever told me, don't be telling random heifers your business, okay? And so I didn't tell her, I didn't go into deep detail, but based off the conversation we had, Lil Mama moved in for the kill. So me and my homegirls went to a movie. I feel like we went to go see Deep Blue Sea. And that's when I knew that there were two different people. There's the black person in the horror movie, and there's the Negro. Okay. And in that particular movie, Samuel L. Jackson was not the Negro. LL Cool J was, because I thought LL was finna go down. Okay. And the shark jumped up at the thing, and when Samuel L. was in the middle of that speech, that shark gobbled Samuel L. up, and I said, well, dang. I just knew he was gonna last to the end because he's the Negro in all the movies. Okay, I digress. So we're leaving the movie theater. We're at the stoplight. There's Applebee's over here to the right, and we're at the stoplight. The person that I was dating at the time had a very loud tag, because the state he was from had a very loud and colorful tag. There were only two in the whole city of Jackson. I went to Jackson State University. I love. Okay. So we're at the stoplight. And my homegirl see it first. These heifers don't say nothing to me. My friend was like, oh Lord, I need this light to change. I need the green light. She kept saying it. I'm like, why is she saying she need a green light? Oh God, let the light change. She keeps saying this. I look over to the right. Okay, not over to the left like Tweet says. I look over to the right, and I see this loud tag, and I see this nigga opening the door for this heifer that I done talked to on this trip about this Negro. Okay? All right? He opened the door for this help. Not that he didn't open doors for me. He opened doors for me. But I'm like, but you ain't supposed to be opening doors for nobody else. That my friend, shout out to my homegirl. She put her foot on that gas so fast as soon as that light turned green, because I was jumping out the car. Do you understand me? I was finna be out the car. Oh, so we at Applebee's? I was finna be that girl. They at Applebee's having dinner like they're a couple. Get what I'm saying? So I learned a very important lesson. Random heifers don't get. Real friends know. Don't touch Craig. You get what I'm saying? Real friends know. I don't touch Craig because Craig belongs to that's faith. Not belongs, because that sounds possessive. But I know not the random heifers don't get to be in the circle of trust. You get what I'm saying? That random heifer, and as a result of that, she went through hell. Because that was God's way of showing her you was wrong. Okay? I'm just saying. Y'all was missing college. But I was going to jump out that car. I was going to jump out of that Buick LeSabre. I think was that a LeSabre? I was going to jump out of it. And I was going to be in the Applebee's parking lot. Oh, so we at Applebee's? That was going to be me. That girl made sure she put the foot on the gas. Quick, fast, in the herd. I said, what the heck? That girl went, she burned some rubber that night. Do you understand me? You don't burn. So in the friend situation, in the friend dynamic, you know the friends that's going to try you, know the friends that don't. I got friends in my life I know that's probably going to try it once, okay? They don't get to know any intimate details of anybody that I'm talking to. They don't get to know that. They don't. Okay, yeah, I got a boo thing. What's his name? Where he from? I'm not telling you.
What did you tell this girl? Since we
call
me Oprah.
Come on, Oprah. I just told him how good of a guy he was. I told him, like, I really respect him. I really love him. He really has my back. Blah blah blah. I'm doing all this bragging on this Negro. Okay. And she said, "Oh, but this heifer told me she had a whole fiance back home, not an Apple friend.
She had a hot fiance. She clean eating. I'm with it. I'm with it. Eventually, I'm gonna be back on my clean, completely clean.
That might
journey.
disappear. I thought you ran her off with
No,
the story.
she knows this.
Go get my apple.
We talk about it. She went to go get her apple. She's not drinking with us, Foley. So I'm not there to make her a lemon drop. So she has to, doing the thing. So
what's this brother's name?
Huh?
What's his name again?
I'm not gonna give his name.
I just said his name was Craig.
I'm gonna say Craig. That's what we're going with.
Made up a name.
That ain't his real name in real life.
Foley, is that his real name?
It's not his real name. Foley don't know this guy. That's not his real name. Foley and I have known each other since middle school.
Yeah.
So that's where or junior high. I'm sorry, I'm gonna tell our age.
The dude?
Huh?
You don't remember this dude?
No,
this was from junior high. This was from college friend. I was at Jackson State.
But that was still cool enough for him to know.
No, I ain't called Foley and tell him what had happened. Foley was where was you at that time? Where was
you? UT.
Yeah, he was at UT. No, I wasn't telling him all this.
Who did you tell?
I give Foley the tea now. I don't give Foley. I wasn't giving Foley the tea back then.
Well, I was wild as hell back then anyway. So
yeah, Foley would have been like, Foley would have given me some different advice at that point in time. It probably wouldn't have been the right advice.
That's all right. We would have been like, pull up.
Pull up.
Where
I'm on my way from Chattanooga right now. Here we go. To Mississippi, friend. Here I come. I'm coming.
That would have been good.
We're gonna roll up on that.
Good college reflection. Like, man, to Foley, remember when you pulled up? He'll be like, I ain't gotta remember that good time.
Right.
Hey, babe, I can tell right now that Shamika with it. Shamika with it out here.
Shamika's ready to ride down.
Oh, quiet.
You friend.
It would have made a good spectacle. Like, dang, we had fun back in college.
Shamika all quiet at the beginning of our podcast. Now she eating the apple.
That's what life is all about.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute now. Hold on, y'all. We got away from the subject.
We did. I'm sorry.
What was the subject? I forgot.
We were talking about friends and boundaries.
Boundaries, yes, and flirting.
But we never got away from the subject because that's what she just said. Her friend stole her man.
No, but I thought we were saying. I thought the topic was like friendships, like crossing the line with a friend.
Right. Here's the thing. According to her, she was his friend, but she was supposedly my friend too. That's what I'm saying. You weren't. You was really trying to come in for the kill. That's really what it was. So that was my story time. That's what I was sharing. I've shared the story.
Oh yeah,
before.
but I feel there should be it should be certain things I feel shouldn't be said. Like if you're friends and you define what it means to be a friend, and somebody says, "Man, you looking good in this suit." To me, I've never said that to one of my friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I never, you know what it is when you crossing a line.
Right.
Yeah.
When it becomes flirtatious, are you really truly being a friend?
Right.
Yeah, I was going to chime in on that when
Josh.
So me and my partners, we got this book, it's an imaginary book, but it's just a code of law between us as friends that if you talk or deal with a young woman, under no circumstances should I approach or entertain her in any other manner than high and by. But of course, you got guys out here that's like, man, look, she was throwing it to me, or either, man, hey, I didn't think y'all was still talking. It didn't matter. So our code of conduct is even if I'm dealing with a young woman, her friends are off limits. You get what I'm saying? Because the enticement of oh, this your man, he does these things for you. Oh, he's so nice. And ooh, when we go out, he dressed like this, he smells like this, he looks like this. As a friend, that opens the door. You get what I'm saying? So as a man, you should be more in control of yourself. And so if the woman has friends, they are friends. They are my sisters. Under no circumstances do I deal with them. Even if me and her don't work out, I'm not jumping to get with your homegirl, your cousin. Like I said, that was just a code that me and my guys did a long time ago because of a situation that happened like that. And even though we asked the other guy, like, hey, she approached us on some different shit, and he was like, man, I'll go ahead, man, go ahead. You can tell it really burned him and it hurt him. But to save face, he was like, yeah, you can get with her, go ahead, bro. But then once nigga got with her and smashed her, she's all kind of hoes, and he's disrespectful, and it's like, wait a minute, you told me, or you gave me permission to deal with this girl. And so from that moment on, it was like, nah, never again. So as far as like having my girl around my partners, I can leave the room because I trust my partners. Now, if she breaks the code and gets to the point where she's just overzealous about giving herself to him, then that has nothing to do with my partners. It's her falling short, because that's the trust that I have in my partners around, the person I'm dealing with. So it's like, to me, the friendship boundary can definitely be there, which I know nowadays it's like, no, man, especially since Steve Harvey said it. This guy, out of all people, said that men and women can't be friends. And I'm like, that's BS. Men and women can be the perfect of friends if the boundaries are respected. The boundaries and everything that we are as friends are respected. Now, if I know that you're my homegirl and I like you, right? And I don't respect the boundaries that you have with you and your boyfriend, I'm kind of on some Michael Ealy shit. Like, when I see you out, I'm finna hug you.
Hold on, wait a minute. You Michael
Ealy.
Ealy. No.
See Michael Ealy?
No. Michael MFing Ealy. I need you to understand, because Michael Ealy has been playing some very toxic roles lately, okay? And so we don't call him Michael Ealy. We call him Michael MFing Ealy.
But that's so if I'm your friend, right, and I don't respect the relationship that you're in, I may be in the cut. I'm gonna chill back, right? Because I'm not gonna overstep my boundaries with you. But as soon as I feel like the relationship you in does not fit who I think you are, or the level that I like you, I'm gonna be like, nah, that ain't working. I don't see. Nah, I'm gonna throw salt. I'm gonna throw a little salt in there, because why? I want you to see that maybe you're worth more, or either I want you to see that you'll be better with me. And so I think men and women can definitely. I have homegirls that we are. These are my sisters. Like, we good. Like, we are. I'm like they big brother. You know what I mean? They my little sisters. We rock, we roll. We've been on the road together. I'll put them in a room down the hall. It's been situations where they only had one room. They just slept in that bed. And me and my other brother, So, like, these are my people. You get what I'm saying? And they are women. But then, like I said, you got some situations where dudes are like, man, they take advantage of that. Like, they like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Oh, even though this is my sister, the moment she get a little intoxicated, or the moment she open her legs, it's go time. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
You know what I will say? I'm glad that I have, guy friends that won't take advantage of me, especially if I'm in a state of disarray, if you will. And I have friends that, Shamika, you gone? Yeah, she had to go out. She had to leave. I'm glad I have homeboys.
That 10 o'clock, right?
Huh?
It's 10 o'clock.
Past 10 o'clock. We're finna wrap this up in just a minute. What I'm grateful to have homeboys that I can go. I have a group of brothers from college. And I got some from high school too. I can
I can take a nap in the bed and I ain't got to worry about them bothering me, right?
Right.
My homeboys from college, they're my fam. Shout out to them. I love them with all my heart. They're my boys. I got some homegirls the same way. Literally they used to come up. We had a house off campus my senior year. And my brothers could come to the house. They can come fall asleep on the couch. They come get in my bed and fall asleep. I fall asleep too. It's nothing. It's like brotherly and sisterly love. And I'm grateful for those relationships that I've built over the years, because those are my boys. They my boys for life. We don't talk every day, but those are my homeboys. I don't have to worry about them coming in my situation and messing something up. I don't have to worry about. They don't have to worry about me. Their wives don't have to worry about me coming in trying to. Well, I don't look at them in their way, but they don't have to worry about that. You get what I'm saying? So for me, I just think that we have to have boundaries in situations, but there are true people that come into your life and that really mean you good and really want your relationship to work and really want things to go well for you. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, in a situation that is not necessarily the greatest situation, not necessarily something that you would like, if you see your homeboy, you see your homegirl drowning in a situation that they don't need to be in, that's one thing. And I'm not saying that's when you're supposed to go in for the kill if you feel some type of way. But what I am saying is the important thing is to have people that are supportive of you, right? And that actually truly have your back. And I think when you have situations where a friend, quote unquote, homeboy or homegirl is stepping into your situation or your relationship, that's pure and complete disrespect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that lines definitely need to be drawn. And you can't, you know, here's the other thing. In the back of our mind, we know the friends that are going. Okay. We know the friends that if your mate whip it out, or if your girl open it up, they gonna go in for the kill, right? They not gonna be like, nah, you my dude's girl, or oh, nah, you my homegirl's guy. We know those types of friends, right? So you gotta separate and put those boundaries in place. There are certain things that certain friends don't know. I'm not gonna tell certain friends certain things because I know if they put in a certain position, they might try it. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust it. So, you know, I push them to the, you know, hey, homegirl, yeah, whatever, it is what it is. I don't trust it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I have, you know, and they're homeboys. Josh, I'm finna be off in a minute. I promise I am. I know you gotta go at 10. Homeboys cancel. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So I'm not, I understand, and a lot of times we kind of know these people in our lives. We are delusional in certain situations when it comes to those situations, right? It's some people that we think they are friends, they are homegirls, they this, they that, or they are homeboys, they this and they that, and that's not the case.
Right, exactly.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so we have to reconcile with the fact that everybody is not your true friend and they don't truly have your back in that situation. And so even if it's a homeboy or homegirl that's trying to come on to you because they know the type of person you are and the type of heart that you have, right? But they know you in a situation. Now, again, a true friend to me would tell me what's up. A true friend would be like, hey, man, I really don't like the way that person treats you. They're not doing, and I don't think they're doing it for the intentions and the purposes of trying to get with me. They really want to see me happy, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, I think that's cool. There could be a homeboy that might be interested in me. There could be a homegirl that might be interested in the homeboy that sees that the mate is not doing the right thing in that situation. Yeah. If that's the case, that's fine. And as long as they don't cross any lines or any boundaries in that, I think it's wrong. And you muddy the waters when there are mitigating circumstances, if you will, or there are certain situations where they feel obligated or entitled to enter certain situations behind the other person's back. I think we should always keep a clear, hard mind,
right? When it comes to certain things. And I think we should make sure that we are being honest and transparent with our friends. But the other thing is, a lot of times people do in the background, they wait. You know, I'm waiting on this man to drop off. I'm waiting on this food to fall out or whatever. And a lot of times people don't need to be with certain people. They don't. You know, that's a thing. That's a whole thing. Right. You could be in the background saying, hey, that girl could do better. You might think that might be better. But as long as, in my mind, as long as you don't cross the line while that person's in that relationship, I think you're exhibiting respect. You know, you're setting those boundaries and you're not crossing a particular line. When you start crossing those lines and muddying that water, it kind of complicates the situation, in my opinion.
No, I mean, I definitely, yeah.
So
in the end, it's all about boundaries and the people you deal with or the people you call your friends.
Yeah.
Expected. So when people say, "Oh, you know, men and women can't have friends," we can. We can definitely be friends. We can hang out. You know what I got going on. I know what you got going on, and at no point in time, even if the because I know y'all mentioned the flirtation thing. Like, even if the flirtation thing happens, it's still not anything that's going to jeopardize, hey, we're friends. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, damn, Faith, you all right, I see you, girl, you know, and that is what it is, you know. So yeah, it's not impossible. It's just that society has allowed, or not allowed, but society has kind of put a stigma on it because, yeah, those situations, like you just said, do happen. Where I've been telling my homegirls about how good this guy is. They see him, he looks good, and they immediately say, I want a piece. Let me experience it. I don't care if fate and him plan on getting married. I'm going to be in his life, you know. And yeah, you get women like that too. You get women that, I mean, 100% are like, I'm going to be in this man's life, no matter what he has going on. So, yeah, but, you know, it's not impossible. It just has to have the right boundaries, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Y'all, we about to wrap this up because it is 10:10. Thank you guys.
Hours.
Thank you guys for joining Talk to Me Tuesdays with my boy Foley. Make sure you guys are following the Unpopular Truth podcast. And Foley himself, yeah, he went. I really feel like that man went and changed clothes. I just don't remember seeing his shirt. I do not remember seeing this shirt. Make sure y'all following the Unpopular Truth, and then to name the company again.
It's called Cookie Plug. Look how much look I didn't drink. This thing.
I see.
I've been swigging on this thing, man. We shout out Shamika too. She did her thing in here, even though she
Make sure y'all go follow dear Shamika, Shamika Baxter, and make sure you follow In the Gym. That's GEM. And the T. Hold on, because I'm finna get real tongue tied in just a minute. It's a lot. It's gonna make me learn this though.
Right.
Herc posted it earlier. It is. Hold on, I'm trying to find Herc's post. TCCEnetwork.com. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to that network. It's really, really good. They have good podcasters on there. Herc's World is on there. In the Gym is on there. Tez and Faye, Tez DeFaye, Tez and somebody else, they on there. They have podcasts. She's also delving into music interviews. Bigger Than Me podcast is on there as well. Make sure y'all go to that network because they want to delve into the music industry with music videos and everything. Artists, they want to host podcasters, the whole nine. So make sure y'all go join that. Some of your favorite podcasters are on that network. So shout out to Keisha J over at Bigger Than Me podcast. She is doing big things, and I'm proud of her for starting that network. So shout out to her. Also, make sure you are following me at Cocktail Therapy Mobile Bartending Services, as well as Cocktail Therapy, the podcast. I have not posted what I needed to post this week. I have not. I'm stressed out. But I am going to air an all new episode with me and my homegirl, LaQuanda Roberts. She is
a specialist in mental health, but we are going to talk about side pieces and unconventional relationships and that sort of thing. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, Wednesday at 6 p.m. It is running live with my girl Quanda, and I'm excited about that because that's my homegirl from school, and she actually was a double major in political science and sociology. So we were political science pre-law majors, but then she decided to add a major to it, and she loves the sociology side to it. So I loved her. I love sparring with her in our pre-law classes when we were undergrad, but she's really, really smart. She really has a good take on different things. So make sure y'all check that episode out on tomorrow at 6 p.m. And make sure y'all follow us. We are here. Talk to Me Tuesdays. Make sure y'all are joining us. If Fola ain't on the track, he'll be here.
I'm here.
And if not, I'll have her or somebody on here filling in, because we're gonna keep this thing going for Talk to Me Tuesdays. I'm super excited about it. It's a collaboration between Cocktail Therapy, the podcast, and the Unpopular Truth podcast. Do you have anything coming up?
Right now, just nah. Like for real. Like really, right now, I'm in the phases of I'm going to film more Unpopular Truth podcasts. I'm going to what they call where you
rebrand.
Well, not rebrand, but reformat.
Okay.
How the show was, you know, how we did it. Well, you know, when I brought you on, we talked about kind of like any different subject until we pushed the wheel button.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is I'm not going to just like say I'm getting away from the wheel, but what I am going to do is I'm going to bring you on. Like if I bring you to, which I'm going to bring you back. So when I bring you back, we're going to have a topic that we're going to harp on.
Yeah.
And then after about 20, 30 minutes in, then we'll try the wheel.
Okay.
I just noticed that the podcast.
I got in trouble.
Yeah, you right, because it was just like free, it was like conversation. And so unless we're doing it live, I think conversation works live. But for people that tune in to watch it pre-recorded, they want to learn something, hear something. And so I was like, damn, even though Faith is on here with me, we really talked about the situation she went through. I didn't get a topic.
Ooh, you sure didn't. And I got in trouble.
Got in trouble. I mean, dude inboxed me. So, you know,
I got in trouble.
Yeah, we got to have a topic. So I'm reformatting the show. The guy is redoing the location. Hopefully it looks a little bit bigger and better. And so that's really what I'm doing right now. And then, of course, you know, I'm always filming. I'm getting ready to film this movie. Within the next week, a couple of weeks, we're going to go ahead and try to start filming this movie. It's called Alone. I think it's called Alone. Damn, but yeah, we get ready to do it. And of course, you see in the background, these movies are hitting Tubi. This is starring your boy.
When does that hit Tubi? Because I didn't get to come to premiere.
Yeah, so hopefully it comes out toward the end of April. You know, Tubi get like 1,000 movies a day.
I do know that. I went down a Tubi rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Tubi.
Yes, Tubi. So this movie right here, starring your boy, should be out on Tubi. And then, of course, this is the one that actually filmed. It's already out on Amazon called Old Ways. So
okay.
Twerking already, and then I got you.
Let me tell you what I'm about to start doing. I'm really trying to focus on some things. Once I get my transportation back in place, I am going to start back auditioning for stuff, because I was in plays and doing the thing and singing, and I haven't been doing any of that. So I'm going to start back on my creative side of the things, because I do like to create. I like to do that thing. So I am going to start back auditioning real soon, probably the summertime, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I am.
No, as they say, come to the wax, man. Come to the wax. You know, we got so many different things. Not only my podcast and the movies I film, but I film for other people. I got my homeboy. He got different projects coming up. Numerous people. We have so many different things happening and coming up. So when you're ready to get back out there, just come to the wax. Come to the wax, mine. I'm like, yo, this is my homegirl. Put her in this, and You know what I'm saying? We probably see you on one of these joints.
I'm just saying I want to be on my movie poster. I did spew out an idea tonight. Me and Shamika have inside joke, but we are working on that particular idea. So I gotta get to sit down and like start writing because I'm excited about it. I came up with the idea last year.
Right.
And I plan on actually putting it down on paper. Maybe it'll be a play, maybe it'll be a Tubi movie. We'll see. We'll see. I gotta get in my creative bag. So I'm gonna work on it. But make sure y'all are following all the platforms. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Hit us up if y'all want a topic for us to discuss. Hit us up, inbox us. We'll put it on here and we'll discuss it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We about to be out of here. Bye.
Yes.
Ooh, hold on.